Hello everybody. Welcome to the Power of Music Thinking, to the first episode in 2022. So very special year, I hope, for every one of us, and hopefully a very good year, and hopefully also a good podcasting year. So today is a special episode. You will only hear my voice and no conversation. We will do conversations later this year, or I already have 2 or 3 people that want to come to have a nice conversation. And maybe that's also the question for you. If you have the idea of someone that you know that would be a nice, interesting partner for a conversation, please send me a mail or anything out there in social media. You will find me, Music Thinking. And this would be great to have nice conversations. So looking back at last year, it will be the first part. Then there's a very nice announcement I will share with you today. And at the end, we will talk about a little bit about a memorable moment or a nice experiment or a nice thing that you can do by yourself. All right. Starting with the podcast last year, it was May last year, so we are not even 1 year online. And I had right in the beginning, I can't talk about all the episodes, and I really would appreciate if you would hear them. But there are a few where I think, oh, that's nice to recall what it was. One of the starts was with Michael Hendricks and Panos Panay. Michael from IDEO, global design director. Panos in that time worked at Berkeley, and now he is promoted to one of the co-directors at the Recording Academy. And Recording Academy, some people know, they are issuing the Grammys. So really an honor to talk with them. And we talked about their book, 2 Beats Ahead. A very nice book. And if you have not read it, I really can recommend it. It's based on interviews from the field with musicians, how they work, what they do. They talk about demoing. We talk about ideas like where musicians are very good at to record themselves and then listen to it and maybe record again and listen to it, record again and listen to it. Really use the audio part and to get more insights about yourself. And that was also a big tip to share in business. Maybe sometimes we should record our business meetings and record them again. By the way, this was a nice link to deep listening with Sharon Stewart. And Sharon, she's a deep listening practitioner. And she did retreats with Pauline Oliveros. And Pauline Oliveros, she came up with the expression deep listening. And she's also a composer, Pauline Oliveros, a composer of improvised music. That sounds like a contradiction, but also like text compositions. And she always shared that every sound has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And she had the let's say the experiment that you go out and you listen, maybe in the outside in nature. And just listen maybe for 2 or 3 minutes, very close to all the sounds, and record it. And then after that, listen to the recording and try to hear, to experience the differences. And I think sometimes that would also be interesting to do this in business meetings, to recall, re-listen to stuff that is said, stuff that we said, stuff that you said by yourself. So these were 2 nice things where I thought they're very well connected. There was one with Steve Keller, the audio alchemist, and Sonic Strategy Director at Studio Resonate SXM Media. And he is very much into sonic racism. So when we use, let's say, white voices to explain the world, and that we don't even know this, or that we don't even experience this. So this this was very interesting, I thought. And he had a very nice experiment that every one of us could do. And if I recall it right, it was like before a meeting, for example, or for an innovation or a brainstorm, to bring people in the right direction. He asked people to clasp their hands, so like put their hands together. And if you do this, then one thumb is up. So in my case, it's the left thumb. And the idea was just to do the opposite. Just put your hands together again and put the other thumb on top. So in my case, this is the right thumb. And then just take a minute and experience this feeling of something that's in one way familiar, but also unfamiliar. And before brainstorming, just to bring you into the right mood to understand that sometimes things also can be a little bit different. We talked about innovation patterns and improvisation in organizations with Wolfgang Stark. Very nice episode with a lot of background noise, but very nice background noise because Wolfgang was sitting outside in his nice garden. You could hear the birds sometimes. And we had Arthur Jaschke talking about music therapy and how neonates rewire their brain, and if they get interventions with music. And I understand I can't explain it as good as himself, so it would be great I recommend this episode as well with music and the brain. And there were some more like the thrills of business with Podrick McMahon, former musician of the Thrills, and now working in LinkedIn, worked in Google, worked in big companies. And there we talked about the analogy between making music or doing a music production and working together as a manager with people. And it's so funny, I recall his quote, "Look to the right foot of the drummer." So I really love this one. And the meaning behind this was, sometimes you need these sidelines when working together, to co-creating, collaborating together. And sometimes it helps to see if you're a musician, where's the bass drum, because that's the right drum of the foot, or the right foot of the drummer, if he's right-handed or right-footed in this sense. Otherwise, it would be the left. But anyway, it's interesting. While you play, you look to each other, these sidelines. So that's the episode with the thrills of business with Podrick McMahon. And we talked about storytelling and with the creative chef Jasper Udding-Tenkate. And we learned from Adrian Cho, who is also the author of The Jazz Process and now the creative director of SyncSpace, a platform where you can play music together online without any latency. So really, that's his new service. And it was very interesting to learn that people tipping 4 to 6 times more than they already paid for a concert via that platform. That was interesting. So if you want to know more about this was the one with Adrian Joe. We talked with Jerry Scullion. Jerry, that's a friend where I was in the beginning of the year in his podcast. He came back and we talked further about the themes from music and service design and design thinking. So he's the founder and CEO of This Is Doing. And he was a musician in 10 years, 15 years before. and his experiences in the West Coast of America to really make a music production, and what he still learned from that time in his daily business while working as a service designer. And the last session was with Jim Kalbeck, the chief evangelist of Mural, the online platform. And what was interesting, Jim is also a composer, or he learned by a 12-tone composer, and is also a practitioner of jazz. He's playing bass, and very interesting to switch from one field to another field. So these were the episodes in a very quick run through of last year. So that was the look back, and now we already talked about the book of Panos and Michael, but there's also a big announcement here. So this year, The Power of Music Thinking will be a book. In April, the 4th of April, The Power of Music Thinking book will be published by Biz Publisher. So if you already now go to musicthinking.com, you will see the part of the book, you will see what the book is about, and you already can pre-order it. So this would be an honor for me, and it really appreciate. So if you intend to buy the book, it would be great to do it now, and then you will be in the first line to have it in April. That's about the book. And I told I will share with you one memorable moment. And this was when last year in October, we did a leadership workshop for 25 people, 25 leaders in a very big organization. And there were parts about leadership, but also about design thinking or service design. And there were some music thinking moments. And one music thinking moment was in the beginning of the second day. We asked everybody to get outside for a listening walk. And that's something that you can do as well alone or together with your team. A listening walk with the idea to walk together in silence, so not making any intentional noises, and to just listen. Open up the field. Listen to, for example, maybe an airplane that you did not recognize before is flying over, and trying to imagine the perspective from the airplane, or a bird. That's also nice because it's not a human being, but it's a living being. So you hear the birds. Try to listen from the perspective of the birds. And when you walk, try to use your feet as ears. So really try to get in. And let me see, I made a little recording while walking, and just to give you an idea how this could sound like and how you can do this by yourself. So you hear wind, you hear different pace of walking, also interesting. Not everybody walks in the same pace. Cars very far, like a drone. And some people also talk. It's also nice, also interesting. So who's not able to just listen to the experience? And sometimes you want to share something with your neighbor, something that you heard, that you recognize. So this was a very nice, let's say, a memorable moment in the sense of that everybody can do this at any moment in time. There's also a musical reference if you know 4:33, so 4 minutes and 33 seconds from John Cage, his composition he did in 1952, where you in 4 minutes and 33 seconds don't make any intentional noise because everything is already there. You just listen together. Although you're on stage, you might sit in front of a piano. And we did this once as a short performance on the Design Thinkers Conference a few years ago. And it was very interesting to see how people react if there just is nothing to see, but a lot of to hear. And that's also the analogy I want to make with the business world. Sometimes we try to come up with ideas and we share a lot of stuff that we know or might not know. And sometimes there's already a lot of things there. So that 4:33 or this listening walk reminds us, let's have also attention for something that's already in the room or outside there, and maybe just first try to recognize what it is. So listen deeply. So thanks. That's it for today. That's the short special on the power of music thinking. And let me hear what you think about it in social media, or send me an email. And also don't forget, maybe you have an idea of someone where we could have a conversation. And the idea is, it's someone that's doing something special and is a musician, so that we can talk about these two fields, compare them, and try to mix them, make a synthesis of all of them. So let's have a great year this year, and thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate this, because listening is one of the top leadership skills, and I feel honored about this. It is my mission to find, create, and share inspirations for meaningful collaboration based on music analogies. If you want to support this, please subscribe to the podcast, give us a rating, or write a review on iTunes or Spotify. And more inspirations can be found on musicthinking.com. We have a blog, and you can download the Music Thinking Framework. And finally, I would love to hear your feedback. And if you need help with a business challenge, please reach out to me via email, podcast@musicthinking.com.